From WBBZ-TV Sports, it's time to Beat the Champ. Now, here are your hosts, Paul Peck and Sue Novoitsky.
Well, hi, everybody, and welcome to Beat the Champ as we wrap up our month-long stay here on Grand Island. And Sue, it's time for what is always one of the most anticipated, fun episodes of the year. It is the Grand Island Island Lanes Team Championship. You want me to ask you about the format? I'm going to say the format is craziness, and that should get us where we need to go.
That's right. There is numbers on their arms, and they are color coordinated. So if you can find the numbers on their arms, that's the way they're going to go. 1 to 5, first frame to the 5th frame, and then they do it all over again. 6 to the 10th frame, 1 to 5 again. I
think we have about 100 bowlers.
I know.
Anyone that has ever paid the toll on Grand Island is eligible to be part of the team championship. But no, we have 4 teams of 5 each.
Right.
It's all the regulars here. In past years, when we have recorded the Grand Island Team Championship, I think you have been lifted up, spun around, and danced with while you're trying to man the scoreboard. I can't imagine what might be next.
Me either. No, it'll be a really fun time. You know, Mike Mallwitz calls this the Animal House for a reason, and we're going to see that today for sure.
Yes, we are. We don't quite know what we're going to get, but that's a good reason for you to stick around. It's the Island Lanes Team Championship, so let's get rolling. Team Gerhardt and Team Cricum, the captains, shake hands, and we are ready to go. So follow along with us. We're doing this as it goes too. 2 teams of 5 bowlers each, and they're going to rotate. Correct?
Correct.
All right. So it is Team Gerhardt going to start things off. This is JR bowling, and he will get things rolling. And as Sue mentioned, you will be able to see the numbers on their arms that identifies the bowlers, and already the hoots and hollers. Yeah, see, that's like putting your first tee shot into the woods with everybody watching. That sets the tone for the afternoon here, doesn't it?
Yeah, that one didn't quite get off his hand.
All right, JR has got to follow that up a little bit better.
Yeah, especially with those superhero socks.
Yeah. All right, not a bad job by JR to follow things up. So, all right, so now it's Jeff Dio who will lead things off for Team Cricum.
So Jeff has made this show before.
Yes,
he's made
he
the
has.
regular show. So he's been on TV a bunch of times.
Yes.
This is no big deal to him.
Nope, he has been a part of our regular Beat the Champ competitions before. Jeff's an outstanding bowler. I don't know how he got roped into this thing, but... Oh, they kept falling. Jeff kept walking away and the pins kept falling, so... So again, these are all regular bowlers here at Island Lanes, and this is what is always so much fun. It's Mike Mallwitz's opportunity to give a lot of thanks to all of his regulars and let them compete to be on this show. All right, so opens in the first frame for both teams. All right, and then now we stay with Team Cricum, and this is Lori DeGotti.
And I think she's bowled every single year that we've had.
Yes, I believe that is correct. There's a lot of the familiar
competition.
names here. And she'll grab 7 pins on the first roll.
Okay, so we're kind of looking at them as the yellow team is Gerhardt and the red team is Cricum.
That is correct.
Which is the other Cricum than the one we saw last week.
Well, that's right.
Twin.
Well,
of
Jeff's
Jeff.
on this team, though.
He's in.
He'll be the next bowler for Team Cricum.
So is he on? Oh, both brothers are on.
Oh,
the same
yes.
team.
Well, you can't have a Team Cricum without both brothers.
That's true.
And a nice spare. Nice spare for Lori DeGotti.
I guess they don't do anything together.
All right,
without each
Lisa
other.
Bugenhagen for Team Gerhardt is our next bowler up.
Yeah, and she's also been
See
on
the
the show
gold
before.
numbers? That's helping everybody identify the bowlers here. So number 2 on the gold team.
Shoe Bowl frames 2 and 7. Oh, nice shot.
Nice.
Wow.
And then we've got 2 more teams of 5 bowlers, each ready for match number 2. And then the winners of the 2 matches will bowl for the mythical Island Lanes Championship,
It's like the unicorn.
which I think is the equivalent of a couple of rounds at the bar. So open spare for both teams.
Well, I'm not going to mention it, but at least the girls were able to spare.
No, feel free to mention it. There's
right.
Janelle Saban in the Castellone Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram scoreboard. She is going to have her work cut out for her today. And she will have to have eyes in the back of her head when Mike Mallwitz ventures out there with his team next. All right, next up, it's Frank Misaraka. At Beat the Champ TV and hashtag Beat the Champ is where to follow us and get all the information on Twitter, and like us on the Facebook page, which is the best place to go for updates on upcoming events, upcoming tournaments, qualifying dates, results, you name it. There you go. All it took was Frank's strike to get this place really going. All right, so now, as you talked about, Jeff Cricum was on our show last week. He beat Andy Moran. He will advance to next week's show, where he'll be the first bowler off against the first qualifier at Billy Lane's from Bradford, Pennsylvania. This feels like a good time to take a short break. We'll be right back with more action on Beat the Champ.
Instant replay on Beat the Champ is brought to you by Transit Lanes and Keglers. Join us for bowling, food, and drinks.
Welcome back to Beat the Champ. Let's get back to the action here on WBBZ-TV. All right, so back around now to Jeff Gio for Team Cricum. Those late falls for dramatic effect seem to be a theme of the day here, don't they?
Because it passes the pressure on to the next team, which
All right. Yes. JR balling.
got to shake off that 5-4 and throw a good shot here.
JR has taken some serious abuse here so far. Feel for you there, JR. You're getting worked over pretty good. Then again, as you mentioned, if you're going to wear the caped socks, you do have an expectation to answer for that. All right, so now that's our first little shift here as Team Gerhardt, or I'm sorry, Team Cricum takes the lead. All right, Lisa Bugenhagen spared the first time around. And she'll have a chance for another spare.
She threw two really good shots. Hit the pocket both times, and they're kind of dry now, so they're a bit challenging without ball speed.
Yeah, and we've had a lot of high scores throughout the course of the last 3 weeks here. All right, up next, Lori DeGotti, Team Cricum, which is in the lead at the moment. All right, they'll maintain that lead, and let's see what Jeff Cricum can do with it. No update yet on my suggestion to Mike Mallwitz that he load up an Island Lanes party bus and drive Jeff Cricum down to Bradford for next week's show.
You only said that because you won't be there.
Well, that is true. It's going to be your problem, not mine.
That's right. So I just made the correlation right now. When I heard, that's my mom back there, that Lori DeGotti is the mom of the Tom DeGotti, who we saw in our first show. And Brandon DeGotti, who's been on this show before.
Yep,
that's their mom.
Well, then that sure is a bowling family, isn't it? So. All right, so a spare in the 8th frame for Team Cricum, and now Frank Mizuraka, who struck in the 3rd frame, kind of needs to do that here for Team Gerhardt.
Yeah, for sure.
And you can see Janelle up to the minute statistical updates on the Castellone Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram scoreboard. And Frank's going to have a little work to do on the spare. Well, this is always one of our best trips of the year, is coming up here to Grand Island, because it's such a wonderful place, and it really is an incredible family atmosphere here, and the Mallwitz family does a great job in creating that and making sure that all the bowlers up here love hanging out here. So that's a big open for Frank Mizuraka. So with 2 frames left, Andy Moran and Will Gerhardt will have to try to knock a bunch of pins down here to try to rescue a victory.
Do you think they're trying to get to the bar earlier?
There is always that possibility. Always that possibility. Strike for Andy. All right, now John Berg, who struck the last time he was up for Team Cricum. Try to do it again. Team Cricum in control of this match. So we're not done with the Cricums yet, are we? We're gonna get them. We're gonna get a little more of them before we're done, and that should clinch the victory for Team Cricum to advance to our Island Lanes Team Championship Final. We're gonna let Team Captain Mike Cricum finish it out here. So again, if you didn't know how to spell Cricum, and I'm not sure I did before we started last week, you sure do know how to spell it now. And a great way to finish off a victory, a strike for Team Cricum. They're advancing on to the finals of our Island Lanes Team Championship. Who are they going to play? What crazy group of rowdies here from the place they call the Animal House will they be facing in the finals? We'll stick around. When we come back, we will find out. We are off and rolling on the Island Lanes Team Championship. More from Grand Island coming up right after this. .239 to 188 as the Cricum train keeps rolling on and sort of crushes Team Gerhardt under the wheels there. Will, what happened here?
I mean, they got on. I mean, what can I say? They threw the shots they had to make.
All right, what's the punishment for this team? A bunch of laps around the bar? Is that how this is going to work?
Definitely buying drinks for sure, at the very least.
All right, well, that's where you come in, Mike.
Come on, you drafted them like they're your team. Don't throw them under the bus like that.
I made my shots, though.
Oh, you made your shots. Well, you know what the problem was? Your name's not Mike.
That's very true. That's a true statement.
Mike Johnson, Mike Cricum, Mike Mallwitz, and a Will.
So next year it'll be Mike Gerhardt to try to break the streak. So, all right, give him a little bit of money. Give him a little prize money there, Mike.
Split that amongst your team.
All right.
Great job, guys. And thanks, everybody, for entering. Our place is awesome.
Yeah, and thank you for being a part of a really cool place here at Island Lanes. We're not done yet. Who is Team Cricum going to face for the championship? We'll find out. It may be Team Mallwitz. Not if he does. If he does that, it will definitely not be Team Mallwitz. But we'll see. It's coming up next on Beat the Champ. Match number 2, Team Mallwitz against Team Johnson. Oh, shake his hand already, Mike, will ya? We get to find out if Mike is as good a bowler as he is a talker. Are we
Which
sure
Mike?
the answer to that one yet?
No. Well, it's been a long time since we've seen him because he hasn't been making this show, so.
Yeah, that's
We'll
right.
see.
As what did he call himself? The professional. What you call yourself?
Loser.
The professional beat the champ loser. Is that what you said? I said we're going to find out if you're as good a bowler as you are a talker.
On the regular Beat the Champ show, I'm a professional loser. I am the reigning champ. My team is of the Mallwitz Lanes Beat
Your
the Champ
name is also
Championship.
on the side of the building too.
Oh, whatever. That's like what everybody else says. Yeah, Jen.
That is Jen
All right, I'm done
Byer
screaming
getting a start for Team Mallwitz.
Oh, boy.
He just pops in, drops a bunch of stuff on us. It's like they're like mini tornadoes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
They're
damaging.
mini verbal tornadoes that just they come out of nowhere, they come off the river and they drop here in Grand Island and then they disappear. This is Paul Kroll with a strike for Team Johnson. See, I think part of the problem is Mallwitz, he knows where the microphones are, he knows how to turn it on, he knows the whole technical thing, so he just pops in here whenever he wants.
That's right.
So, but put it this way, as long as he's bothering us, he's not bothering Janelle.
She's ready for him, though.
She's ready. She's really ready. Trust me. You don't want to know how ready she is. All right, this is Gary Scott.
On the box.
And Gary is going to have to play for the spare.
All right.
Team Mallwitz and Team Johnson the winner will take on Team Cricum for the Island Lanes Team Championship. As the Mallwitz gang trying for 2 wins in a row, as he's clearly informed us. Oh, and Gary just misses the spare. This is Stephanie McGinn for Team Johnson. Nice. Nicely done. Pair of strikes to open it up for Team Johnson. Tommy Kalman next up for Team Mallwitz.
It's gotten a little quieter.
I was going to say I'm trying to process exactly what's going on here because it's
Post up a
quiet.
double against Mallwitz, and he gets a little quiet.
It's quiet for the first time in a month here. It has been a fun month here, and the bowling has been fantastic. From what we saw from Rob Piccoli, and then that epic match with Chuck Jagosinski, and then the local guys, Andy and Josh, or Jeff in this case, coming up with some big wins towards the end there, and it's been a lot of fun. And Andy Reddig to start things off. We had a really fun month here. All right, Tommy Kalman with the strike. Here's Josh Nowak.
It really is nice with all the crowd noise and participation.
Did you always like bowling when crowds were, sometimes it gets loud and then sometimes not.
There's no feeling like it when there's people behind you.
What would you say is the biggest crowd you ever bowled in front of?
Well, I won a regional for the Ladies Pro Bowlers Tour, and that was the biggest crowd. And it was actually a stepladder, not a stepladder thing. It was a post your score. So we all bowled in our position, and I was third, and Liz pulled in the first and second spot, and I shot 300 and went around everybody and won it.
Nice.
So that on top of the 300, you got people's attention shooting 300. That was fun.
All right, Team Mallwitz moves
All right.
to Ross Adelette to pick up the next set of fourth frame here for Team Mallwitz. And a nice strike.
Well, I didn't need that left ear for anything.
Apparently not anymore, you don't, so. Oh, boy. What have we gotten ourselves into here, so. All right. Joe Doherty, Team Johnson, 4th frame. Oh, thought that messenger might bring it down, bring the 10-pin down.
It's Mike's fault. We talked about it back there, and I don't want to talk about it.
I think we actually have a couple new faces this year.
We do. I think Joe is one of them.
I
And,
do.
Ross was another one, and we do have some new faces, which is great.
This looks like a good time to take a break. We'll be back with more Beat the Champ right after this. Welcome back to Beat the Champ.
Nice job by Gary Scott. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Paul almost took the lights out there.
I'm not the only one.
Right. Almost busted up the equipment. Stephanie McGinn. 2 frames, 2 strikes for Stephanie McGinn.
Nice job by her.
All right, Tommy Kalman's turn.
21-pin match. I think Mallwitz needs some strikes here.
Yes, they do. Tommy throws it hard, doesn't he?
He's got a few amps on that.
Yeah, he sure does.
Don't see the miles per hour on this computer, but I bet it's up there.
Yep. What's the matter? Mallwitz doesn't have the radar gun hooked up for today?
It's a different system.
Gotcha.
So the Brunswick system doesn't have it.
Right. Well, speaking of big throwers, Josh Nowak, we've seen him on our show plenty of times, and we know what a good bowler he is.
Big shot here.
Big 8th frame strike for Josh. All right, Joe Doherty next up. There's your Castellone scoreboard.
No room for error anymore for
Nope.
Team Mallwitz.
I'm sorry, this is Ross for Team Mallwitz. Now Joe Doherty's coming up. So Ross does what he needs to do and get Team Mallwitz to strike. Now Joe Doherty for Team Johnson.
Well, this is interesting because if he doesn't strike, he's going to be putting it in Mike's hands.
I feel that's exactly where it should wind up.
Absolutely.
Big strike for Joe Doherty.
Very clutch.
All right, we have come to the 10th frame. As you can see, Mike Johnson, Mike Mallwitz to decide this one. We'll let the crowd and Mike himself tell you the story. And once he figures out which lane he has to go on. A little bit of a walk-off there for Mike Mallwitz.
Well, he's going to need to walk off the next 2 to give himself any chance at all.
You got it at that point. I wasn't betting against you there.
All right, Mike Johnson, what do you think? What's going to happen?
He needs one more to put any kind of pressure
I
on
know.
here.
This is where the clutch gene has to kick in. Does he have one of those?
Unfortunately, he does.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, so Captain Mike Johnson going to look on here. There you go. Put a little voodoo on him, Mike. Every little bit helps.
swing.
And I mean who? Tricks for pins! This guy!
Now you get a little nervous, aren't you? Now Mike Johnson's sweating a little bit here, isn't he? All right. Focus, stay focused.
He still needs count.
He needs pin count.
By the way, how'd that voodoo work out?
It didn't work out well.
He still needs count.
Was that a premature celebration there from Mike Mallwitz? Wow. How about that? How about Mike? What? Easy now. Easy. Easy.
Okay, so.
All right, so 225 on the board for Team Mallwitz.
He needs the first one to seal it.
Okay.
9 spare strike will still be a tie,
But a strike here wins it.
but a strike here will win it.
Come on, Mike! Come on!
Oh! Ouch!
God.
Ouch!
Wow. Wow, I think he's sucking up.
Wow. That is a unexpected consequence there, isn't it?
It is, and that means Team Mallwitz is moving on.
So if you thought we were done with Mike Mallwitz, you are sadly mistaken, because it's Team Mallwitz that will move on with a 225 to 208 win. So Mallwitz's Island Lanes Championship will have Team Mallwitz against Team Cricum. Oh my goodness, are we ready for that? Are we all ready for that? Is Western New York ready for that? We'll give you a couple seconds to catch your breath. We'll check in with Mike Johnson, and then we'll have our championship match all coming up next on Beat the Champ. $225 to 209, Team Mallwitz with the win. All right, vote of the rest of the team members. Are we letting Team Captain Johnson even speak after what just happened?
I mean,
No.
yeah, no.
All right, well, you are the captain. Mike, what the heck there?
Man, you know, I'm kind of speechless, but I had one mission walking into today, and that was to beat Mallwitz. And
you had your chance.
my team bowled really great. I just came up a shot short. I don't know what happened
They put
there.
the ball in your
Story of my
hands.
life, I guess.
They
you
put the
know?
ball in your hands, and what'd you do? What'd you do?
He made the
It's
lineup.
tough to beat that Mallwitz magic. It's
Yeah,
very
well,
tough,
like I said,
man.
he does have his name on the side of the building, so never lose sight of that. So
It's not cheating.
right. Oh no, that was talent, because you
It is his show.
you
It
told
is
me
his
he
show,
had
man.
he had the clutch gene and he showed it. So maybe you could borrow a little bit of that clutch gene. So.
Another lesson learned right there,
Yeah.
man.
All right.
No doubt.
So, like we said, we're not done with him yet. Give him some money and get back to work here.
As Mike Johnson always says, it's not show friends, it's show business, baby.
All right, Team Mallwitz, Team Cricum for the Island Lanes Championship. It's coming up next. Woo! Team captains Mike Mallwitz and Mike Cricum doing their best to try to look mean and intimidating for our championship. And good for Mike for pointing out, that's my name on the big banner there, too. So.
Come on, Jack.
Right back at you.
Right back at you. All right, so it's our championship of the Island Lanes tournament here, team championship. Who is going to take home the title and be the kings of Grand Island for the next year? We will find out as soon as this one's over. It is Jen Byer to start things off for Team Mallwitz, Team Blue.
All right, good shot.
And 8 pins on the first roll for Jen Beyer and Team Mallwitz. All right, so you've gotten to look at these squads. You've gotten to look at their depth. You've gotten to look at their coaching. What do you like here?
Don't tell Mike, but
You're going with the guys who own the Eagles
That's
and
right.
have their names on the big banner.
I am. Although there was a great rally last game, I'll tell you, they pieced that together really well to come back.
Yes, they did, and that was very impressive by Mike Mallwitz. He needed 3 strikes in order to win, and he stood up there and he got 3 strikes. Here's the Eagle again that we were talking about, where the Cricum brothers won this. An incredible achievement for them in bowling at the USBC 2018 Open, and that's the big banner that you see hanging right above the lanes we've been bowling on. So both brothers are in this championship, and then again we're going to see Jeff Cricum again next week down at Billy Lanes in Bradford. That's Jeff Dio with a strike for Team Cricum in the red. Lori DeGotti for Team Cricum up next. Nice. Nicely done. 2 strikes to open up with for Team Cricum. And already the pressure on the Mallwitz gang. This is Gary Scott coming up next for Team Mallwitz.
Gary's been good so far. He hit the pocket, left a 10-pin on his first shot, and he struck on his second shot.
There you go.
Gary Scott. Hose and hose.
Well, as we wrap things up here, it's been a great month here at Isla Lanes, as it always is, but beyond that, the bowling was great. And we talked about how our average winning score was somewhere around 230-ish or so. I mean, we saw some incredible performances by Andy Reddick and certainly by Rob Piccoli, and then Chuck Jagosinski, and then Andy Moran and Jeff Cricum, who have been in this episode as well too. So good stuff here. It's always fun to come here. We always have a great time. But beyond that, the bowling was really good.
It does, and it makes our job easier when the bowlers come in and put on the shows that they put on today, including this one. They're easy to talk about.
Yeah. Yes, they are. This is Tommy Kalman for Team Mallwitz. Trying to finish off the spare. And I think I hope it's obvious that light is not going to make it through the rest of this.
It's pretty much facing the cameraman now.
I hope the atmosphere, I think it has come through to everybody watching on TV. What a fun place this is. What a camaraderie there is amongst the people that spend a lot of time hanging out here. And that's your Beat the champion heading to next week's show, Jeff Cricum.
Hope everybody got a chance to see his music video for Kansas.
Yeah, Mike Mallwitz suggested we go on YouTube and look up any Dust in the Wind or Carry On My Wayward Son by Kansas. You may be confused to think that Jeff Cricum moonlights as a rock star. So. And there's a strike for John Berg. Guess what? 4 strikes, 4 frames for Team Cricum.
Well, that's why you asked my expert commentary.
Yeah, this is exactly what we get from you. Janelle Saban's had a busy day, as she always does when we come to Grand Island. Always staying on her toes. Never quite knowing what to expect, but always doing a good job with the Castellone Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram scoreboard. All right, here's Ross Adelet for Team Mallwitz. And Ross is going to have to work on that single pin spare.
Yep, they're getting into a little bit of a hole here.
They're just going to rely on Mike to pull him out of the hole like he did last time.
right.
And Ross takes care of the spare. And Mike
think
is
it's time for Mike.
too busy yapping away back there to remember that he's supposed to be here to bowl. You're up.
You're up.
I know.
All right. Well, you know, we got a show with this TV going on here. Oh, listen, it quiets down for Mike Mallwitz.
Janelle's like, he's getting a little too close. Good shot.
I don't know that anybody, oh look, he's going to mark his own strike. Well, if you were with us for the first show 3 weeks ago, you know he does have experience as a scorekeeper.
Yeah.
So you are qualified for that,
right?
so. I was about to say, nobody knows that he's thrown a perfect shot when it's halfway down the lanes like Mike Mallwitz. He turns around because he knows when it's going to be good. So does Mike Cricum. He knows when it's good too. By the way, that's 5 frames and 5 strikes for Team Cricum. The action will continue on Beat the Champ in just a minute.
Instant replay on Beat the Champ is brought to you by Transit Lanes and Keglers. Join us for bowling, food, and drinks.
Welcome back to Beat the Champ. All right, here's Ross. Ross Adelette for Team Mallwitz. Trying to keep the pressure on Team Cricum. Not quite what he wanted. That's the pocket a bit high. And Ross will try to find the spare here.
That's pretty much explains Team Mallwitz.
You beat me to the punch there. That's the Team Mallwitz cheering section there. And it's just 1 for Ross. So no one seems to want to win this one yet, do they?
Well, I think Team Cricum's going to win by default, just by filling frames now.
John Berg has had nothing but strikes so far here. John's done a nice job.
Oh,
not that
my.
time. Missed that one.
Wow, that was way left to target.
So now let's see what John can do with this.
He needs to make sure of the 3, because I'll tell you, sometimes if you try going for this, you can drop it right in the gutter. You got to take the 3, not try to be fancy.
And that's what he'll do. He'll take the 3, but that's the 3rd open frame in the last 4 for Team Cricum. So now we come to the 10th frame. Mike Cricum, and then Mike Mallwitz will finish it out. And there's the captain, Mike Cricum.
16-pin match. Looks like Cricum can hold on by the skin of their teeth.
Oh!
What is Mike promising back there? Oh my God.
Well, we hadn't seen a 7-10 split yet in our month-long stay here in Grand Island.
So it's back in Mike Mallitz's hands.
So once again, the man with his name on the side of the building is going to get a chance. Yes,
Are you kidding me?
Apparently not.
Are you kidding me is right.
All right, so
Are you kidding
can you
me?
do it again?
I don't know. What do you think? What are the odds?
Hey, Mike, good luck. Don't forget that banner staring you in the face.
And your name is not on that banner, by the way.
No.
Well, you did it last time, so we'd be foolish to not think you can do it again.
Here we go.
Here we go is right.
Come on, Mikey.
All right, so the 187 is the Team Cricum final score.
All they needed was 2 marks in the final 5
That's it.
frames. Just 2.
All right, so what
And
does
they
Mr.
couldn't-
Mike need here?
He does need a double.
He needs a double.
He needs 2 strikes.
Got that? You need a double. Just reminding him. Don't want to put any extra pressure on.
2 strikes and 5 pins.
It's oddly quiet here.
Oh, that was in. Oh, but it sat there. Oh.
There's one. We're just gonna sit. I'm just gonna sit back. I'm just gonna sit back and watch. I thought it was leaving there for a second. I thought he was just gonna walk out.
I just need a little pet of resin.
Oh, all right. Okay. We're gonna sit back and we're gonna watch. Can Mr. Clutch do it again? What do you think, Sue?
I never thought it was going to come to this. But I think he was going to be just fine. He's
All
playing
right.
nice
He
and deep on that
needs-
lane where he needs to
He
play.
needs a strike. If he turns around and walks away when it's halfway down, you know it's good. Janelle knew that was coming somewhere along the line.
Get on the lane.
Back to back strike.
I'll tell you later.
Oh, good, good. Tell us later. I'm afraid we might not want to know. All right, but he still needs 5 pins.
Wow.
Wow is right. He may struggle on our regular competition shows, but he rises to the occasion on
He
these,
sure
doesn't
does. He sure does.
he? All right, 5 pins to win
And
for back-to-back Island Lanes
Wow.
championships. You ready?
Sue just said, wow.
I did.
Wow is right.
Mike Mallwitz, back-to-back triples in the 10th frame. That was unbelievable.
Thanks, Paul.
That was amazing.
You like that?
I love that.
That's what I love about bowling. When you have to strike. And I mean, it's not easy out there still. You saw people struggle a little bit. It's a little easy, but not like a gimme. And that's what you do. You buckle down, you throw it good, and you strike to win. And I had a great team behind me. I can't wait for the post-game interview.
All right, well, we're going to get to that because the celebration has begun. Team Mallwitz has another Island Lanes championship. We'll talk to the whole gang when Sue and I return to wrap up Beat the Champ in Grand Island. Well, I am something that Mike Mallwitz has never been, which is speechless. Mike Crickham, how do you describe what the heck we just saw here?
Oh, it happens, Paul. It was a good match overall. I drafted the best team, but sometimes it falls in the other team's favor.
Yeah, well, so how are you going to live for the next year with the constant reminders of what just happened?
Oh, I have a banner down there, Paul. So, I'll definitely be able to live with
Okay,
it.
I think,
Next year I'll have to make revenge.
the Crickhams are going to be okay with all of this. Sue, take it away.
Oh man, do I have to? Well, there's more to it. You got to put this team together and decide who's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you did that. So that has something to do with it, right?
Absolutely. Like Monday night when we drafted, I was strategically planning on the lanes we're going to be breaking down and what kind of players we're going to, score well. And I'm pretty sure I drafted the right team.
So
Right here.
Right. Nice job, everyone. And the opening 5 strikes didn't intimidate you at all?
Not at all. I wrangled my team in. I said, you know what? Things are going to happen. It's a long game. Don't worry about that. Don't look at their score. Just do your thing.
Spoken like a true captain.
Yeah, and leave it up to Mike to rescue them for the second consecutive match. That was an incredibly clutch performance, and despite the fact that this whole gang might not give you all the credit for it, you deserve a lot of it. That was some pretty good bowling. So,
Thanks, Paul.
right, we love Mike as sort of the court jester of Buffalo bowling, but the guy can roll pretty well himself too, and he showed it here today. This was incredibly fun. Like I said, maybe not for this gang that has to live with this, but incredibly fun for us. Sue and I will come back and put a period on the end of this Grand Island sentence when we return. More Beat the Champ right after this. Well, I think we checked them all on our list of things to do at Mallwitz's Island Lanes. Great bowling, high scores, big comebacks, clutch bowling, and a hug for Janelle from Mike Mallwitz. Did we cover all of them, Sue?
We absolutely covered all of them. And I think that we're pooped out until next year.
Yeah, we do need a kind of a full year, 11 months to recover from our trip here to Island. But this was crazy fun. Not only just this show, but the bowling before that was outstanding, terrific. Can't wait to see. We're not done with Grand Island because we get Jeff Crickham next week down there at Billy Lane's in Bradford. So we're not quite done with the Grand Island effect. Everything go okay there for you, Janelle? We were worried about you a little bit.
No, we're okay. And I mean, hopefully he has some good liability insurance. So save me there.
Well, after the way he pulled off those clutch strikes, I think you'd be the first to say he deserved the hug.
No, absolutely. He did a great job.
Yeah, all right. So this was crazy fun. It really was. We had a great time. Looking forward to continuing to have more fun and more good bowling starting next week down in the Southern Tier when we head to Bradford. For the whole gang here at WBBZ and the Beat the Champ crew, thanks for watching. You have been a part of an incredible month on Beat the Champ.